This is Bedtime Stories, Grownup Edition, Concrete Jungle, Part 4. Now, the last time we talked, Angela had arrived in Houston. She met Regina there so that they could tour a property. Angela informed Regina that they would also need to drive to Dallas so that they could tour a property there as well. Regina's reaction was a little sketchy. If you knew Angela from seasons 1 through 3, What You Owe Me, Black Mother Like Daughter, and The Root of All Evil, then you knew the version of Angela that didn't ask a lot of questions, didn't push the envelope, and ignored all of the signs. Well, you're getting ready to get to know a whole new Angela. 24 hours later, Regina and Angela have toured the property in Houston, and Regina is explaining to the leasing agent why Angela will not be choosing the property. Let me explain something to you. My job as her business attorney is to ensure that she has everything she needs from the door. That is not limited to the cost and the contract. The way you spoke to my client left a lot to be desired. While she's not a woman who throws her weight or her money around, I need you to know that you're not dealing with nobody with no chump change. You're dealing with a woman who has big names behind her. When you see her, you do not see a damsel in distress who can be taken for a ride just because she doesn't have a man by her side. So with that said, no, we do not have a deal, sir. Now you be blessed and have the day you deserve. Regina spun, flung her bra-length natural curls over the shoulder of her J. Crew Regent blazer and stepped off in her Louboutin leather pumps. Angela held the door open and the two women walked out of the business into the rental car. Regina and Angela hit the spa in Houston where they booked appointments for full-service spa treatments at a well-known Black-owned spa. Now, Angela's business model included both online sales, big box store sales, and highly coveted luxury local spa services. Angela had been trying to get her luxury spa line in the hands of the employees at this particular spa, and her products on the shelves of the spa for customers at home use for nearly a year. So Angela and Regina walked into their appointments with a bag full of Angela's products, asking to speak with the owner. How are you, Miss Truesdale? I'm Angela Washington, owner of Vibrantly You. My friend and I have appointments here today, and we want to be sure that my products are used for all of our services. Will that be an issue? Miss Truesdale said, well, typically we do not allow outside products to be used in spa due to liability. But I've heard some great things about your products, and if you're willing to assume all liability, then it shouldn't be a problem. Angela looked at Miss Truesdale and said, ma'am, I created my brand myself from scratch more than a decade ago. I not only stand behind it, but this is how I feed my children. All I ask is that when we're done, you have a conversation with your employees, get their opinions and their reviews on the products, and give me an opportunity to create a business relationship with you that will change the lives of women and men in Houston and the surrounding area and make both of us a gang of money. Miss Truesdale said, Miss Washington, my staff are all professionals, licensed and certified in their respective field. I trust their expertise. So, if they're impressed with your products after using them on the two of you and after just one sitting, I will absolutely be in touch. Are you prepared to leave samples today? Angela said, oh, I'm prepared to leave full unopened containers of every product that will be used on us today. I'm also prepared to ship a case of every product in our spa line and the complimentary daily customer use products next day air tomorrow. Meanwhile, in Dallas, Q missed a call on his personal phone while he was at work in the last meeting of the day, the last meeting for the week. Since so few people have his personal phone number, he decided to return the missed call. While driving home, he pulled up his missed call log on the screen of the X5 and pressed redial. On the second ring, the phone was answered, and Q heard a sultry voice on the other end say, well, hello. Being a man about his time, and not about no games. Q responded, "Hello, with whom am I speaking?" The woman, not realizing what kind of man she called, responded saying, "Oh, you give your number to that many women that you don't know who this is?" Q hung up the phone, blocked the number, turned his music up, and kept driving. About 15 minutes later, he pulled into the driveway of his parents' home, turned off the car, hopped out, and felt his business phone vibrating in his pocket. He pulled it out, looked at the caller ID, and saw that it was the same number that just called him on his personal phone. Q answered the phone, and before he could finish asking, "To whom am I speaking?" the woman on the other line interrupted him at "to whom" by saying, "Mr. St. James, this is Veronica Mills. You told me to give you a call, so I did," Q said. "And I told you, when you gave me a call, to call me Q." Veronica asked, "And if I did, would that have prevented you from hanging up in my face and then blocking my number?" Q chuckled and said, "I don't play with kids, I check ID." Veronica said, "Oh, you're a Freeway fan." Q said, "No, love, I'm no one's fan. I just know a poignant line when I hear one. Listen, let me call you back." Veronica said, "Okay." And before she could finish the K, Q had already hung up the phone. Q slid the phone in his pocket while jogging over to help his mother unload groceries from the trunk of her car. His father exited the back door with the same goal in mind. Q waved him off, saying, "I got it, Pops," while grabbing the bags. Miss Bella looked at him and said, "What's her name, son?" Q kissed his mother on the forehead, winked, and said, "I'll let you know if and when it matters, my dear." Meanwhile, Veronica pulled up outside of the gym, grabbed her bag and her water bottle, and started heading towards the door, while wondering what on earth caused Q to end their second call just as abruptly as he ended the first. It was bad enough that he hung up on her the first time and then blocked her phone number when she was just trying to check his temperature. She assumed that if he didn't know who she was on the phone, then he must have a whole harem of women at his disposal. After that exchange, she still wasn't sure. After a workout mostly focused on glutes and thighs, because in her mind, those are her best assets, Veronica hit the showers. She put on a shower cap to protect her unit, applied an organic face scrub from her favorite black woman-owned brand, based out of Denver, Colorado, pulled out a matching VS thong and bra set, an olive halter top, and a pair of white skinny jeans, and a pair of 2-inch leopard print slingbacks from her gym bag, and laid them all out on the bench. She grabbed her body wash, her Pure Castile soap bar, and an African exfoliating net, all from the same brand. Wrapped herself in a microfiber towel with a Velcro closure right above the chest, and headed for the showers. She stepped in the shower, removed the microfiber towel, reached outside of the shower, and hung her towel on the hook. She turned the water on and turned the temperature up as high as she could stand, wet her entire body, applied her body wash, exfoliated herself from top to bottom, used her Pure Castile soap on her lady parts, rinsed herself completely, turned the water off, and just as she reached for her microfiber towel, the entire locker room went black. Before she could even process the fact that her towel was gone,